Hey guys, welcome back to Just Be Handy. So I just wanted to first review with you guys some safety items to think about, and then the differences between the saws and some things to consider when putting together and getting ready for your day of sawing. So first I want to start with the safety. Always wear a helmet. Why? Because if you hit a branch or the tree in a certain angle with your chainsaw and the chainsaw bucks back and hits you in the forehead and the brake doesn't activate in time to stop the chain, you still have some face protection and lip protection from the hard hat. Also, if you are taking down a tree and something falls on your head, you have some protection. And always wear hearing protection when you're using a gas-powered chainsaw. They are sometimes well over 100 dB, and you could be ruining your hearing if you don't wear something like that. Another thing to consider is steel-toed boots that are ankle high or higher. I like to use these Georgia Giants. They're very comfortable. I've had good luck with them. Some tactical gloves that have fiberglass for the knuckles, because sometimes a chainsaw will grab and then pull your hands into the tree, and I've had that happen to me quite a few times. And so having some knuckle protection and finger protection is always good. You could see these are very well used. And then also consider using a UL rated Chaps for protecting your legs. These have fibers in them that if the chainsaw breaks through, because you're cutting a branch and then it goes quickly, it breaks and then you hit your leg, this material inside of here will just grab the chain and stop it before it hits your skin. And they're a one-time incident use, but man, is it nice to have those in case you do slip up like that, or fall on the chain, fall and then the chainsaw hits your leg. Okay, so next, what to consider with chainsaws. A limbing saw is about 9 pounds with fluid in it. This one has got somewhat of a plastic body. It's got the engine in there, and it's 9 pounds, and it's made for small trees and branches, and you can work almost all day with one of these, but it's not going to take care of the body of the tree, which is over 20 inches in some cases, and you just need a better saw that can handle that. But these saws weigh around 20 pounds. And so I have the cover off here. I always check to make sure the air filter is clean, all the fins are clean, so I'll put that back on later. But you want to make sure that you get the right saw for the right job. If you're swinging this saw for about 3 trees, trying to clear them out, and you're not used to it, you are going to be hurting. A 9-pound saw you can handle almost all day. One of these almost 20 pounds with it full of fuel and everything. This one has a magnesium body. It's a 50 cc, and it has a lot of power to take on the big big body of the tree. Then you should have the right chain as well. I always like to go with more aggressive chains that can buck back at me. That's why I wear all the protective gear. This one is for the 14-inch, and this one is for this 18. And with the professional saw, I can sometimes put a 20-inch blade on there. I like the Oregon brand, made in the US, good steel, always has a sharp edge, and always responsive for my needs. And again, I go with the 91V XL for this chainsaw, and I go with 72LPX, which is a professional grade chain, very aggressive, and can also buck back at you. let's get into oils. Always use a good chain bar oil, whether it's for 40 degrees or above, or you can go with a winter blend that is good for the below zero type temperatures. And the reason you want to use a bar oil is, and I'll show you in just a second here, it stretches, unlike regular oil just kind of falls down and it won't stretch. It's just, it's not going to stick to all the links. It's not going to do what you need it to do. So that's why I would say stick with a good bar oil. Don't skimp on that. Don't go using your used car oil. If you insist on using your used car oil, you may be better off using vegetable oil. But car oil's got dirty deposits from your car and everything. If you do insist on using car oil, make sure you run it through a coffee filter so that you can get a lot of the junk out of it. Okay, now on to the recommended oil that I use, and I'm not affiliated with anybody. I'm not. Dolmar doesn't exist anymore. I'm not affiliated with Oregon or Amsoil, but the SABER Professional 100 to 1, I run it at 50 to 1 because that's what the saws call for. I will not run it at 100 to 1 because I have too much investment in these things to worry about a few pennies on the oil. But I run a synthetic, and I would recommend you run a synthetic too when it comes to these expensive saws, because like I said, it's about $500 plus investment into a professional saw and maybe about 200, 250 into a standard limbing saw. But with also, I sometimes, if I can't find this, I'll run the steel synthetic or the Echo semi-synthetic. I think the steel is made by Castrol. I don't know who makes the Echo one. So good products, stay with good stuff that you know. And again, a synthetic is really good for keeping your pistons clean, not carboning up. And definitely try to get the non-reformulated or non-ethanol fuel if you can. The 91 octane in the United States, or 90 octane with no ethanol in it. If you can't get the fuel without ethanol in it, take the fuel back out of the saw at the end and then run them 2 to 3 times to make sure that you've got all the fuel out of it. And what that will do is stop the carburetor from getting a crispy diaphragm like I have in one of my other videos, and it will stop the needle from getting stuck. So you'll be able to use that saw without any issue if you take the fuel out and run it a few times till everything is out. Another thing I carry with me while I'm out there is the proper tool for tightening the bar, because sometimes the chains will loosen up on you. And the spark plug, I will carry an extra spark plug, and these are good tools for the adjustments. I'll sometimes even carry this tool with me because I'm just working at home. I'm not going to friends or anything. These tools, if you're taking a break and you just give each tooth a proper hit with the file, it will keep it running all day for you and very sharp, so that you're not having to slow down. It doesn't hurt to carry an extra chain as well, so you're not running back and forth. So these are some of the things that I do to get ready, some of the things I think about. I always make sure that the chain was put on right, that the sharp edge is pointing to the front on the top and pointing back towards the chain on the bottom. Because I will tell you, if you put it in wrong, it will frustrate you, it'll smoke, it won't cut very well because that flat edge back there is not as sharp. And so check all these things. Make sure you have the proper bar oil in, all fueled up, everything is clean, right gear on, and then you will be ready to go. And I'll show you guys some of that work. It is a very windy day, so I'll just have the camera going in the background and you can watch at your leisure. Otherwise, if you want to take off now, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of the show. Well guys, again, got a little bit of work still cut out for me, but you see it's coming together. After I cut all this up, I'll be stacking it. Then I've got this tree to do, and then the one over there. So I won't bore you with the rest of it, but if you enjoyed this and learned anything, please give us a thumbs up, and we appreciate your subscribing. Have a wonderful day.